Hey there, welcome to Pop Culture Cupid.
I'm Alison, love coach, here to help you single people find your way back to love.
And I'm Michal, I'm a single life coach. I help singles embrace themselves and their singleness, as well as develop a healthy self relationship.
In this podcast, we will look at how pop culture impacts romance, dating, and your love life.
And each week, we'll shoot another arrow through another pop culture delusion.
I thought we weren't going to do the whole cheesy thing.
And then burst into smithereens.
Oh my god, dude, that's so cringe!
Sorry, it's in the intro now.
If you make it through the chaos and you enjoy what you hear, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and go to all the social media.
At Pop Culture Cupid on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy!
So Alexandra and Tim, they had a huge fight off camera. Again, I feel like Alexandra is in that generation of women who kind of girl power and like you need to respect my female power and all of that. And I think Tim is very mature in the sense that he kind of, okay, well, we've had a fight now, I think what he did as in leave and get himself out of the situation before overreacting is exactly what needed to be done.
Yeah, I also think she wasn't really letting him express himself, and it was sort of like she even said, "I just wanted you to stop being upset." Yeah. It's like, what do you mean you wanted him to stop being upset? It's not something you can just turn off by being in denial or just deciding that's it, we're not going to be upset anymore. I'm not going to let you talk about this anymore because I don't want to, because I just wanted to be over.
Yeah, but this being said, the fact that so they had this off camera fight and they had an on camera kind of discussion. The fact that she came back, like he came back, they had a talk, and she did say like, I agree, there were some things I was out of line.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I mean, so I think that she was completely in the wrong on this fight. They both know it. Tim understood that he needed to own up some of his responsibility so that she could own up to hers, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm not a huge fan of their relationship, but just because I'm not a huge fan of her as a person. Not that I dislike her, it's just something about her
as interesting as the other couples. I don't think.
It's probably because they don't get the right camera time, and so it's nothing bad against them, but I think they're going to get married.
The fact that they might get married, it's hard for me to tell, because it's just like there's always that one couple that is just uninteresting to me. Like I wrote exactly 2 notes down about them, and I think one of them is because I mixed up Tim and Bowden. I thought Bowden was Tim for some reason. I thought his name was... Anyway, that's besides the point.
We'll get to Bowden down when we get to the other couple.
It's mind-boggling to me that they would pick Alexandra and Tim to go to I want to keep saying paradise, to Mexico, but not Leo and Brittany. It's like, seriously? I don't know.
I think it's probably because I think they probably could tell that Brittany was going to break it off really early.
Could be, yeah. Yeah, it could be they could tell already that it was just very cringe.
And also, I think just on production wise, they need less interesting couples to kind of counterbalance. I think they just. Okay, anyway, let's move on from Alexandra and Tim.
I think it would have just been very interesting to see Leo Brittany with Nick and Hannah over there, like the whole foursome dynamic. But yeah,
it's true. Yeah, you're right. Why didn't they do that?
That would have been gold. That would have been, oh my God. I was watching. Sorry, yeah.
I mean, next episode there's the reunion, the pre-wedding reunion. So we'll see. When is that coming out?
I have no idea, but it seems like they're doing the same teasing kind of releases, where it's like, we're gonna release 2-3 episodes here and 2-3 episodes there, and we're just, come on.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So moving on to Ramses and Marissa.
Oh
There
my
we go.
God.
There
Oh
we
my
go. This is
God.
when we can talk about Bowden.
Ah, ah. I'm sorry. Yesterday at some point, I was like, I just don't want to don't show them anymore. Please. Just as soon as I saw the names coming up, I was like, oh God, maybe I should skip this. Every single conversation of theirs is just so freaking woke that it makes my blood boil. And it's just so cringe. It's like those shows where you feel like they're putting in all these woke scripts just to, pass this progressive message and make the world a better place. And I'm like, oh God, people. And I really liked them at first. I like them as people. It's like very disappointing. It's annoying.
I meeting her mum.
I loved her mom.
Yeah, she was rich. Like, I don't give a shit about the cameras and about the show. Like, I'm just gonna say it. But meeting her mum kind of explained a lot about who Marissa is.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know if I like or I think what's bugging me with Marissa is that she's not owning who she is 100%.
Yeah.
As soon
She's like
as
turning. Mm-hmm.
as soon as Ramses went into the whole thing against the war and the military and things like that, I was like, this is who you are. Like being a military, daughter and person. I would not stand for this, and I think I understand where he's coming from. Obviously, we would love a world without violence. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, but we just don't. I live in France where we don't attack. Like Americans, they attack, whereas in France we only defend. I think it's the same in England, but I'm not sure. But so I grew up with we need people in the military because we will we need to be able to defend ourselves. I understand that it's different in the States, but that doesn't mean you just have to accept it that one is in hand with the other, and things are complicated and it's not all black and white. And as soon as he started saying all of this very, very ignorant discourse, she should have said, that would have been it for me.
I'm not going to get into the politics of it because it's irrelevant and it makes no difference. And I don't think it's the discussion here. I just felt like because when she was talking to Bowden about it, she seemed proud of it. She was open and honest, and she was like owning it. And then he comes along and makes her feel bad about it. So she has to like second guess herself now. And you know what? I understand that you have different values. It's okay. You're allowed to feel and think whatever you want to. But to make someone else feel bad about who they are, in my book, that makes you even worse. And the way he was like, but as long as it's in your past. I mean, I'm sorry, you immigrated to this country. You are living safe and sound and are able to do so because of not that I'm justifying a lot of the things, because I don't even understand what the American military does, and I think it's awful some of the things they do, but at the end of the day, you're able to live in peace because of the military. So if you don't like it, I don't know. And to make someone feel bad about doing something so important when there's so many people who lost their lives it just people who gave up everything just to do that, and you're spitting in their face. And especially someone who you're supposed to care about. Sorry, I'm trying not to digress too much.
No, I mean, it's speaking to his character. And I think that Marissa is kind of overwhelmed with the whole show of it all, and just, they're in the pods for so long, and then they're in this, honeymoon stage, and then they get back to reality. And I think everything comes crashing down, and then you start thinking, I don't want to make, I don't want to make a fool of myself and things like that. So I think she wants to hold
Yeah.
on. I don't think they're going to get married. I think, and
No, not at all.
that's the reason why they won't get married.
I think she's infatuated by him. I think he's a very charming boy, actually. I don't
Boy.
think I think he thinks he's a man, but he's just another boy. But I think she's just very infatuated by him. He's very charming. He's very sweet. Like, I can understand why she likes him and why she wants him to like her. He's a great guy. I like, it's just, I don't like that judgmental, morally superior vibe. And that's like, a lot of the progressiveness is like, I'm progressive until it comes to your opinions that are not like mine. So that's not okay, which is why I have a whole issue with the woke and the progressiveness of it. It's just, he was so condescending to her. It was just so cringy and terrible. You're not better than her because you think X, Y, Z. You're not better than anyone. You're actually even worse because, and I mean, they had a lot of conversations where they were going on and on about how, what do they call them? Republicans? Yeah, the Republicans and Democrats, right? In America?
Yep.
So they were going on and on about how the Republicans are this and that, and they think they're so much better than everyone, and they think they're so whatever. But that's exactly what you're doing.
Exactly.
You think you're so much better. And so, I don't know, the whole situation is just, I think she's shrinking herself to try and fit into his
she is. And
mold.
I think her friends and her mum, they will get through to her off camera.
Yeah, I loved his mum's not bullshit. She reminded me a lot of like Israeli people. We're like that. We're not like, we don't take shit. We're like very straight to the point. That's why a lot of times I think the way I talk triggers a lot of woke people because I just don't. I grew up in a non-bullshit mindset, not politically correct at all. I say what I think and I say things as they are, and it just, it triggers. And I think that's sort of, what his mum was doing there. And what her mum was doing. She was just not taking any of his bullshit.
No,
and she could tell. You can look at him. You can look at him and see, oh my God, he's so woke.
He's so full of shit. And
he's so full of shit. And he thinks he knows shit, but he doesn't. And you know what? Oh my God.
What pissed me off the most, really pissed me off the most, is the fact that they talked about birth control.
Oh my God.
And he was like, he didn't say it clearly, but he was not going to be using a condom.
No.
And I was like, you don't go there. Like, don't go there. It's like, if you're the one that doesn't want kids, why is she the one that needs to, why is it so obvious that she needs to be the one to go on contraceptives? And if you don't want to be, bothered by a condom, she's going to have to take hormones or use the coil or things like that, which, hormones are hard to deal with, and the coil is painful and things like, why? She's obviously saying that condom sex doesn't bother her. Why is she the one going to have to put up with the pain? And I'm just... There was a similar conversation last season and the season before. I can't remember in which couples, where the men are like, oh yeah, we need to talk about birth control, but I don't really want to be using a condom, and and therefore we can't really do anything else because I'm not going to be doing these innovative male contraceptives. And it really pissed me off. It really pissed me off.
Most men don't want to use condoms. On the one hand, I can understand because I don't enjoy condom sex either. It makes a huge difference to me, but it's the way things were said and portrayed. Like, he was being very, again, he's very condescending. He thinks I don't know, I feel like he thinks he's better than everyone else. But I don't know, it's just like the way, you enjoy sex with a condom? Well, know. Like, it was just like the whole thing was just awkward
Ick.
and weird. And it's like, talk about it, have a discussion, see what you could do then. If you don't want condoms, then come up with another idea. It's just
Look into it. Like we personally, JT and I went on this journey when we first got together, where we talked about different types of contraceptives, and there are so many.
We should have an episode about it.
Yeah, we should have an episode about it. There are so many, whether it's male or female types of things, and I'm not a medical professional, so I'm not qualified to kind of talk at length about what we chose. But basically, we chose me following my cycle, which we can we should make an episode about all of this. Which basically means part of the month we use a condom and the rest of the month we don't use a condom, which which works really well.
Clearly didn't work.
No, it did work.
No, but you're pregnant.
Yeah, but because we decided to stop. No, yeah. The reason. Oh, okay, fine. But I mean, fair enough. But just to make it clear for the listeners, like the reason I'm pregnant, and because then we. I see what you mean, but we just decided.
I don't know if that was like.
No, it's fine. It's just it's now reaching my very pregnant mind that was like, but you're pregnant now. Yeah, it was a choice. we talked about it, and we kind of we stopped following my cycle. And anyway, so that's how we got into it. But yeah, condom, and we enjoy condom sex. Like, the reason
to each their own. You just have to have discussions about it.
Yeah, discussions about it. And when it comes to condom sex, which is the safest sex there is.
Is it?
Yeah, it is, because if you use hormones or things like that, unless you are doing it like exactly the way that it should, i.e. the pill, if you're not taking your pill like exactly 24 hours apart from each other, then it goes from a 99% of efficiency to like a 95% of efficiency. They say, and so many women just like forget or take it a couple of hours, and it has to be like 24 hours on the dot for it to be the highest efficiency. And they say, like doctors say,
but
that's not the way it's done, which is fine. Whereas condoms, it's just, it's on.
Yeah. We should have a discussion about this, because we also just had to talk about the whole thing. And anyway,
so Ramses pisses me off that he is so modern and open-minded and modern man and feminist and all of this.
It's what annoys me. Sorry, it just irks me. That these people who think they're open-minded, but as soon as you have different opinions, then it's not okay.
Yeah, and as soon as they're open-minded on the topics that don't really concern them, and as soon as it concerns their comfort, then they're just like, oh no, let's go to the thing that suits me best.
Yeah,
very annoying. So I think they're not going to get married. I don't know.
Nope.
And not because of the contraceptive conversation, even though I would like for it to be a reason, but because of the military conversation.
Yeah, that is sort of indicative to me to how he's going to treat her on other topics as well. It's like, as soon as she doesn't agree with him on something, he's going to manipulate her into thinking she's a bad person because she thinks this way or she's like that. And it's just going to show up. And it's such a huge red flag, in my opinion, when someone tries to make you feel bad for who you are, the way you think, and makes you feel like a bad person for it or for something you did. Then it's just going to keep happening, and he's going to be very emotionally abusive.
I agree. Speaking of emotional abuse,
and he needs to educate himself about the military
and
other things, and that
and don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Follow and subscribe is the same. Share, whatever, and share your thoughts. And by the time all of these episodes we would have posted them, then I think Love is Blind will be over, or maybe we'll be due for a reunion episode. So let's just see how it all goes.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Bye everyone.